The electronic legends continue, but honestly I feel like it's a conflict of interest having me do the Apple iPhone videos because I'm clearly biased. I basically have Samsung tattooed on my forehead, so I feel like I get these videos because they know I'm going to talk a lot of shit. Talking Queen over here, reigning title holder. What is up, you guys? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host Eamon Hassan and welcome back to another video. Before I get into it, do make sure to check out Top 10 Central and have a laugh with us. I promise you, you will not regret it. But without further ado, these are the top 10 scary iPhone urban legends part 2. Starting us off at number 10 are interns. This one is kind of like a two-part urban legend, but it's completely real, to be honest. Becoming an intern at Apple is a massive opportunity. It's an insane company to have on your resume or even work your way up in, but the company has a software where interns can't apply more than once. The company is especially picky, and if you don't show evidence of talent the first time you got interviewed, then some experience somewhere else isn't gonna change that. Hence, they don't let anyone apply twice. One interviewer even said, "We don't waste time with the dumb." Alright, gosh, damn it. Didn't have to do us like that. Either way, if you are lucky enough to get hired as an intern, the company sends you a class of whatever year you got hired in, so this year, class of 2020 box for example, and in it is this message: prepare yourselves, you guys. There's work and there's your life's work, the kind of work that has your fingerprints all over it, the kind of work that you'd never compromise on, that you'd sacrifice a weekend for. You can do that kind of work at Apple. People don't come here to play it safe, they come here to swim in the deep end. They want their work to add up to something big, something that couldn't happen anywhere else. Cult much? What the hell, Apple, chill! Coming in at number 9 is the mind. The cloud is the backbone of any Apple user, and it's a really good idea. All your gets backed up to your Mac, there is no risk of losing your files or photos, so the safety net is very useful. But what if it's not just for phone content? Apple co-founder Steve Jobs died in 2011, RIP, but what if he found a way to upload his mind to the cloud somehow? How can an industrial powerhouse like him just die just like that? It's very possible that the company somehow managed to compartmentalize his mind into files and keep it on his own kind of drive. Maybe they uploaded him into the giant Apple HQ console or into some random phone, who knows? Mans could still be out here somewhere, we don't even know. At number 8 we have supply and demand. Reports always circulate every time a new iPhone comes out about the stock of that product being limited. Even when the iPhone X came out, according to Apple, they had a lot of manufacturing issues with it, and hence the supply decreased, which A stimulated demand for the new iPhone coming out, and B stimulated demand for the iPhone X itself because it was a lower demand already. But people claim it's not that they circulate rumors that the supply is low. Theorists believe they intentionally always make supply lower than they claim just to boost their sales. I mean, Apple is a for-profit company and business is business, am I right? Thoughts? Let me know down below. Filling at number 7 slot is the thief. I mean, yes, customers enjoy the iPhone getting slimmer and lighter, but that also makes it a lot easier for a pickpocket to steal the phone from you without you noticing. Back in December of 2012, 26-year-old Kenneth Schmidgall had his iPhone stolen at a reggae concert. Kenneth and his friend Greg used Find My iPhone to track down the phone and eventually traced it to a guy riding a bike. When the guy stopped biking, they confronted him, which ended up in an intense fight. Greg stepped in and pepper sprayed the thief, and an off-duty cop stepped in and mediated the situation. That's insane. Can you imagine tailing some guy who stole your phone and then fighting him for it? Phones are an addiction, people. They make you do crazy things like pepper spray some random man. Now at number 6 is the jack. Can we just have 1 minute of silence for the earphone jack of years past? Like, what a true loss to society, honestly. When the first iPhone model came out that had no earphone jack, people were You now had to buy a dongle to connect your headphones to if you really wanted to, or you had to buy the $269 wireless AirPods that conveniently dropped the same time the jackless iPhone did. Coincidence? I think not. Conspiracy theorists everywhere have theorized that Apple removed the jack to sort of force users to buy the AirPods so the company could double its profits or more. And of course the AirPods Pro came out at $329 and everyone was just gushing over them because Apple. Just think about how many iPhone users there are in the world. Insane. But business is savage. I would not be surprised if this was the case. Tech junkies disagree though and say they had to remove the jack to make room for the Taptic engine. I don't know what that is. Do you? Coming in at number 5 is the FaceTime glitch. So at the start of 2019, iPhone users were buzzing after Twitter user 9to5Mac realized it was a major glitch in the new FaceTime regarding its new group. group feature. The feature basically allowed anyone to listen to whoever was on their list. You could even hack the front-facing camera of that person without the recipient of the call even knowing or answering. It affected any iPhone that had the iOS 12.1 or later, which is a lot of people. Apple has since disabled the group feature, but it begs the question, if it was that easy for us to do it to someone else, that means it's that much easier for them to do it to us, which they are probably still doing, and we just have no clue. At number 4 is biometric data. As times are progressing and technology is developing, instead of clicking the middle button and the start button to unlock your phone, you can now just use your face or your finger. Now, Apple has assured customers that their biometric data is only stored locally on their own phones inside the secure enclave, which is true. But some theorists have advised against using any of the biometric features because they believe it could give authorities a way into your phone and life. Say you get pulled over and for whatever reason the cop wants to go through your phone, all they'd have to do is point at your face and they'd be able to go through it very easily. Others believe they're using facial recognition to collect a database of human biometric data for mass surveillance. For all we know, they could even be selling it to a third party. Ain't nobody got time for that. Say no to Big Brother. Filling at number 3 slot is the escalation. Back in August of 2012, 2 men cornered an unnamed pedestrian at a street corner in San Francisco. The duo demanded the person's iPhone and ended up getting it before making a run for it. When officers hopped onto the case, they located the phone via Find My iPhone and slowly approached the suspects. Of course, as expected, the men started running away, but one of them turned around holding something close to his body, and you really can't do that in front of the police. They'll think you have a gun and shoot you. Either way, the cop did shoot, hitting one of the men but missing the other. They continued tracking the phone to a car where they found 2 people, one sitting down in the front and one hiding in the trunk. The officers ended up finding not just the stolen phone, but other stolen property and 2 counterfeit firearms. Find My iPhone. It leads you to many things. Now at number 2 is the almost broken spine. iPhones cause injuries, people. They may not be armed, but they are definitely dangerous and deadly. 13 years ago, Travis Gower bought the iPhone 3G, and we all know that one was a thickie. Either way, he was super excited to have in his possession the first iPhone model ever and decided he wanted to keep his phone on the treadmill stand as he was exercising, which, I mean, fair enough. I used to watch YouTube videos like that while I'm doing cardio, so I mean, do you, Travis? Either way, the phone suddenly slipped and it hit the treadmill before being launched backwards. Travis obviously followed the trajectory of the flying phone and lost his balance, falling onto the treadmill, which resulted in a pressure burst on his back. If he had landed a few centimeters to the left, he would have broken his spine, all because of his iPhone. Shocking. And finally, at number 1 is Secrecy Part 2. I included how secretive the brand was in Part 1 of the series, but I found even more supporting and damning evidence, and it's a lot more alarming, let me tell you. According to Tim Su, a former Apple employee, secrecy is literally embedded into the internal work culture. There are a lot of rooms around the company that have top secret clearance required written on the door, meaning you can't enter. Some employees are on special teams where they aren't allowed to tell their co-workers what they do or what they're working on. There are code names for every single product, and no one refers to their products by any name other than these codes. Some rooms have frosted windows and black curtains covering their windows, like what are you trying so hard to hide in there? Worst of all, the trash cans are also monitored to see if any confidential material had ended up in there and could potentially get out in the public. This is another level of shady and secretive. Even hoes aren't this bad with their phones, and they're hoes. And that is it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Also know if you guys want to extend this series to other phone brands like Samsung, LG, what others are there? Huawei. I've been your host for this one, Eamon Hassan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, sheeple!